What is up, Budget Billers? My name is Trell, and we have a new executive order that was recently signed by President Biden. Now, this order is going to release about $7 billion. Hopefully, this money will be going to the American people. But if not, where exactly is this money going to be going? Because we need to hold Biden accountable for his actions. But also, guys, hey, we just received word that more than $415 million in student loans was just wiped clean. But is it enough, we ask? Well, one representative in Congress has a dire message for President Biden on the upcoming midterm elections. We also have information about the back pay rule for our SSI recipients. This is going to allow some SSI recipients to receive some retroactive benefits later this year, and some recipients are eligible to receive as much as $841 per month. But for some individuals that missed some payments, you could receive back pay. And last but not least, guys, hey, we have another state that is giving out $500 monthly payments. Now, this is through a new guaranteed income program, or also known as UBI, and these payments are going to be given out for at least 1 year as a test pilot. But anyways, guys, hey, if you are interested in any of these topics today and you want to be a part of this channel, be so kind and go ahead and subscribe to it. It's totally free. And if you end up liking today's video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel. Now, let's go ahead and start with the video. Okay, guys, real quick, I wanted to ask you for your support on my new YouTube channel that will be launching very soon. Also, guys, I want to go ahead and ask you to go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I'm starting to post there every single day. Now, both of those links to the new YouTube channel as well as to my Instagram page will be down below in the description.
We have reason to believe the Russian forces are planning to and intend to attack Ukraine in the coming week, in the coming days. We believe that they will target Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, a city of 2.8 million innocent people. We're calling out Russia's plans loudly and repeatedly, not because we want a conflict, but because we're doing everything in our power to remove any reason that Russia may give to justify invading Ukraine and prevent them from moving. Make no mistake, if Russia pursues its plans, it will be responsible for a catastrophic and needless war of choice. The United States and our allies are prepared to defend every inch of NATO territory from any threat to our collective security as well.
Well, there you have it, guys. You heard from President Biden himself, and he believes that the Russian president is already made up his mind and that he is planning on invading Ukraine within a few days. But still, Biden is not holding out because he said that there is still time for some diplomacy, and that is still open regardless to the tensions that are on the border between Russia and the Ukraine. So yeah, guys, we could see some bloodshed within the next few days, but hopefully that does not happen and everyone can go home safely. Well, guys, another day as well as another week of bloodshed on the stock market. On Friday, the Dow sheds another 200 points. Stocks fall for 2 straight weeks as Russia and the Ukraine tensions continue to build up. And that's not the only thing that is causing the stock market to go down over the last couple of weeks. It also is in reference to the Fed announcing earlier this year that it would be raising interest rates multiple times this year. But again, guys, right now, the S&P stock market has dropped a little bit over 10% so far. Now, I will say in the grand scheme of things, that is a very low number, but could we see the stock market shed a little bit more, especially if this attack on the Ukraine actually happens? But again, guys, hey, I will encourage you again that if you are not invested in the stock market, this is a great time because right now things are on sale at least 10%. And some things we have seen at least on sale more than 75%. So guys, figure out what your favorite company that you actually shop at and you support and go ahead and buy at least one share of that company. Now, if you need a brokerage account, hey, I will suggest that you go ahead and sign up for a Webull account where you can get those 3 free stocks that could be worth up to $2,000. If you're interested, hey, that link will be down below in the description. And all you have to deposit is just $1 to get started and to get those free stocks. Moving on, hey, we do have some good news out of New York. And yes, they are now dropping the mandate for the vaccine as well as the booster shot, and they are dropping it for healthcare workers. Now, according to this article, that the state health leaders on Friday, as the weekend approaches, has called for the rollback of booster shot policies. The Department of Health said that the data noting 75% of workforce has either been boosted already or either is willing to get boosted, that dictating this particular move. And they added that 88% of those involved with direct care have or would be willing to receive a COVID booster shot. But now they are now rolling back those mandates that are making the healthcare workers, where it is mandatory that they receive this booster shot, they are now rolling that mandate back. So this is some good news as we see the COVID infections numbers as well as hospitalizations around the world continue to drop each and every week. On to some more important news, guys. Hey, the Education Department has now forgiven about $415 million in student loan debt for borrowers who attended for-profit schools. Here recently, nearly 16,000 student loan borrowers who attended for-profit schools will get their debts completely cleared, according to the U.S. Department of Education. Now, the U.S. Department of Education announced that student loans for nearly 16,000 borrowers will now be wiped, and this is including schools like the DeVry University. And the relief comes to about $415 million in total. Now, the department remains committed to giving borrowers discharges when the evidence shows that their college violated the law and the standards. But students count on their colleges to be truthful to them, according to Cardona. But she said, unfortunately, today's findings show too many instances in which students were misled into loans at institutions or programs that could not deliver what they actually promised. And the department found that between 2008 and 2015, that DeVry University misled students by claiming that 90% of their graduates who actively seek unemployment obtain jobs in their field of study within 6 months of graduation. In reality, the job placement was closer to around 58%. According to the department. But a spokesperson for the DeVry University said that the school's board and leadership have changed since the federal government first made the allegations known to the public. And so far today, guys, hey, under the Biden administration, more than 100,000 students allegedly defrauded by their schools have received loan forgivenesses totaling around $2 billion. But the question is that enough money? We still have millions of students out there that are still struggling right now in trying to at least pay back their student loans, in which they continue to receive interest charges every single month. And we did hear from a representative in Congress in which she told President Joe Biden that, hey, look, guys, if you don't cancel more student loans, you will have a hard chance in winning anything in the 2022 midterm elections that are coming in November. Yes, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or better known as AOC, has warned the president that he should do more on student loan debt cancellations if the Democrats hope to have any chance in the 2022 midterm elections. Now, AOC, which is a Democrat who represents New York's 14th congressional district, told the New Yorker in an interview published on Monday that the president's hesitancy on the issue of having a demoralizing effect on the key voting ballot. And in her comments, she stated that the Democrats face a crucial midterm elections in November, with the Republicans aiming to take back the House of Representatives and the Senate, as well as the potential to stifle the Biden's agenda. She said that some Democrats, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Elizabeth Warren, have urged President Biden to cancel up to $50,000 in student loan debt per borrower through executive action. But the president has expressed skepticism that he has the necessary power to do exactly that. But everyone else believes that President Biden has that authority. Now, AOC went on and said that one of the single most impactful things that President Biden can do in pursuit of student loan cancellations is entirely within his power. And this really isn't a conversation about providing relief to a small or a niche group of people. It's very much a keystone action politically. And she said that I think it's a keystone action economically as well. So again, guys, we do have more borrowers that are having their student loan debt completely wiped away. And right here in this recent act, which was around $415 million, but will President Biden turn the table before the November midterm elections and go ahead and cancel all student loan debt, or at least $50,000 of student loan debt before the midterm elections? That way he can be for sure that he will at least keep either the House of Representatives or even the Senate, as well as he doesn't cause any more jeopardy to the Biden administration. But so far, that looks exactly what is going to happen if President Biden doesn't take executive action in removing $50,000 in student loan debt to the American people. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think that President Biden should take this executive action to remove this $50,000 in student loan debt from the American people. Let me know down below in the comment section, guys. And moving on, guys, hey, we do have a bit of good news for our SSI recipients. Now, we have seen countless of times that the COLA increase has brought about 5.7% increase to those Social Security recipients. But let's agree, guys, that still is not enough money, especially when the inflation rate has increased to around 7.5%. So that means our Social Security recipients, that includes SSI, SSDI, our VA, as well as our railroad beneficiaries, they are still struggling, if not even more right now. But this article right here brings a little bit of relief because it shows us that some of our SSI recipients are going to be able to receive some back pay because of this new rule that was just implemented in 2022. So yes, guys, it says that if you had a long waiting period for your application to be approved for SSI benefits, you could be eligible for several months of back pay. The Social Security Administration, or SSA, pays cash benefits to people who are not earning a significant amount of income. And one of the two SSA programs is Supplemental Security Income, or better known as SSI. Now, SSI makes monthly payments to people who have limited income and assets. Whether you can get it depends on the income and the things that you actually own. But the average SSI benefit is around $621 per month in the year of 2022, which is up by $34 from the previous year in 2021. But guys, they are saying that this new rule in regards to the SSI back pay is saying that if you apply for these SSI benefits and your application was held up, hey, you could be eligible to receive back pay for those months that your application was held up in the process. And yes, it says to figure out the amount of back pay that you can actually get, the SSA looks at two things: when you actually apply for your benefits, as well as when your SSA benefits were actually approved. Now, the calculation it uses is fairly simple. The SSA takes the months between your application date and your approval date and multiplies this number by your monthly payment. For example, if you were approved for the maximum payment of $841 a month and the SSA took about 6 months to approve of your application, hey, you could get around $5,046 in SSI back pay. Yes, guys, the SSA makes payments for SSI back pay in 3 installments. According to the AARP, if your SSI back pay is more than 3 times the program's maximum monthly payment, which is around $841 in 2022, you will not get it in a lump sum. Instead, it will come in 3 installments at 6 months intervals. Now, the first payment for the third of what you are owed is paid soon after your approval, and the second payment comes 6 months later, and the final payment is in another 6 months. But anyways, guys, hey, you are still going to get this back pay for your SSI benefits. Now, if you have applied for benefits and you probably think that you were delayed, hey, I will go ahead and link this article down below so that you can read it and figure out exactly how you can reach out to the benefits payment line to figure out exactly how you can receive your SSI back pay in benefits. Again, guys, this could be some additional money that is going to go back into your pockets if you do receive SSI benefits. I hope this information was helpful to you. And also, guys, hey, the president just signed an executive order that is going to bring back around $7 billion in frozen Afghan funds. Now, the president intends to use this Afghan central bank's assets to fund needs in Afghanistan amid a humanitarian disaster, as well as to compensate some of the victims of the September 11, 2001 attacks in Afghanistan. So yes, guys, beginning that process, Mr. Biden issued an executive order on Friday morning invoking emergency powers to consolidate and freeze all $7 billion of total assets that the Afghan central bank kept in New York City. Now, the administration said that it would ask the judge for permission to move about $3.5 billion to a trust fund that it was set up to support the needs of the Afghan people, like for humanitarian relief. Now, the highly unusual set of moves, which the New York Times had first reported was actually expected, which meant that to address a tangled knot on the legal as well as the political and the foreign policy and humanitarian problems that were stemming from the attacks on September the 11th. But anyways, guys, hey, this executive action is going to release about $7 billion. Now, is President Biden really going to give this money to those individuals that suffered from the September attacks back in Afghanistan? Or is he just going to use this money to fund another war, such as the helping out Ukraine fighting off Russia? But we still don't know yet, guys. We will continue to monitor this particular topic to see exactly where that $7 billion does go. But I will have a suggestion for President Biden. Hey, you could use some of that money to go ahead and provide another fourth stimulus check to the American people. I mean, if you could just take $4 billion of that money, because the American people did have to suffer for these last 20 years in which our own troops had to fight in Afghanistan for 20 plus years. So yes, President Biden, go ahead and use some of this money, or at least half that money, to provide stimulus checks to the American people. That's just Budget Bill's recommendation towards the president, in which what he can do with that $7 billion. But moving on, guys, to our last topic. Hey, we do have another state that is offering $500 monthly payments to its residents. Yes, according to this article, guys, Louisville is going to pay some residents $500 a month through a guaranteed income program, or also known as UBI. Louisville is the latest city to launch its own guaranteed income program, where the government issues some residents a monthly payment in hopes of bringing them out of poverty. Now, people participating in this program will receive $500 a month for an entire year. There are no restrictions on how the payments are actually spent, and the Metro government, the Metro United Way, as well as the mayors for the government income will fund the $900,000 pilot program called the YA Lift. Louisville Metro will contribute around $100,000 to cover the administrative fees. Now, people 18 years to 24 years old living in the California, Russell, as well as the Smoketown neighborhoods are eligible for this $500 per month payments, and 150 young adults will actually be selected. Now, people always say to me, Mayor, what's the answer to poverty? And our simple answer is money. That is the main issue for everyone that is dealing with poverty right now. And Fisher said that similar programs are happening across the country, and they have shown impactful results after extensive research. So guys, Louisville is offering this $500 stimulus checks per month for individuals, and they are going to receive this money every single month for 12 months. Again, guys, this is going to go to 150 young people in Louisville. So again, guys, this is some great news to see another state or city offering additional income to its residents, as well as stimulus checks, guys. So again, I hope all of this information was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Now, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to see more, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like this video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.